Yo, Peanut Jed.
Yo!
You know you are going. I say, the water in the pipe, then find human feces in it.
Me say what?
Yeah, man, must say pipe water and a whole pass something like, clean out of germs and all human shit, them water, you know what I mean, and them something there.
The individual get where somebody forget knock over that.
I true you talk, man, something for go on, you can't get away with this one, man. Come in, Jim Brown.
I'm gonna feel mad. No, I can't tell you, Nino. Yeah.
Alright, watch this.
Morning for not just another press conference, but for an SOS alert for a national attention to be pointed at our health sector. Our public health system is in crisis, and the lives of ordinary Jamaicans are being placed at risk because of neglect, delay, and misplaced priorities. Our spokesperson for health and public wellness, Dr. Dawes, will speak to you about what's happening at the Kingston Public Hospital.
No,
a
what happened?
hospital that is itself sick.
Yeah.
Sick. Jesse James Clark, our junior spokesperson on health, will speak to you about troubling issues related to water quality affecting communities across Kingston and St. Andrew. Remember, when Jesse sounded the alarm and the government said it was not true? We have the evidence today. In the face of public health crisis and collapse, is the ministry's real priority to safeguard the lives of the Jamaican citizens? Where is the Minister of Health in all of this? Is he at sea searching for replacements for the Cuban doctors whose terms have expired? The people's not.
It's on a politician don't take people blood clot idiot, Look for when they matter about this Cuban thing, me and I say to myself, say, how me know you nothing from the opposition side? How no come out and rage and go on the most way and try to put an end to this? Look how much thing the Cuban them do for it. Look what the man them do for it. Them build up school. A lot of things the man them do down here for it. Right? And who no come out and say nothing? Right now, I feel like so not do it for Jamaican people, not do it for yourself, Just to come back in the power. That I think we think we not do that something, That's why I can't understand and rate Jamaican politicians how they do things.
National Party is raising these questions not to score points, but to demand answers for the sake of every Jamaican who deserves.
You see where you come with People National Party. That me can't understand with these two politicians, Only if you do things about the people, man, and put politics aside, man, talk about the country and the people, bruv.
Proper health care and clean, safe water. After all, we are the land of wood and water.
Me said, choice sweet more beer. So.
I'm a junior shadow spokesperson for health and wellness. I'm also the chair for the Public Health and Sanitation Committee for Kingston and St. Andrew. Now, concerns were raised to us in our committee meetings about the quality of water in sections of Kingston and St. Andrew. And that is what prompted us to do a tour of several water treatment facilities in both in the corporate area and in the rural and some of the rural water treatment sites. We have seen results that are quite alarming, and we brought it to the public because we felt that not much was being done to make the public aware of the risk that they were being exposed to. After I brought these results to the public, I was accused of bringing false information and lies. However, I just want to highlight the results that we have here today that are projected on your screen. And I want to point to you first, look at this graph. What the bar chart, what is it showing? It's showing what the levels of coliforms should be. And just for everyone, coliforms, these are organisms, bacteria, aka germs, that are found in feces and also found in soil. And they are indication of the quality of our water supply. Now the red line going across the bar charts running from your left to right, this is what the standard should be. So you should not have any of your coliform limits going above this 5% that you see that red line is connected to. However, if you realize, for Kingston and St. Andrew, they are right at 5, and the yellow bars indicate distribution. So that means after the water have left the plant in your pipes, that's what it is. And this is suggesting in this case that there's something happening along the line after the water has been treated, because before it's okay. However, when you look at what is happening in at our rural water treatment sites, It's very clear, as you can see from the graph, and this is NWC's results, by the way, that you have at source, which is that blue bar, it's almost 5 times the allowable limit. So you have 5 times the amount of germs that should be in the water presently, and these are coliforms, which means that you have very bad water quality after the water was treated. Because at source, this is at the plant when they have brought the water through their treatment process and tested it to see if the treatment process had worked. And you see that it's way above the allowable limit. And knowing this, the water was still distributed, and you have in distribution where it's almost 3 times the allowable limit, where it's at 17 in the yellow bar for the rural communities. Now, this is not just a one-off situation for the month of February. For the rural areas especially, this has been consistent. And we understand why you'll have this consistent bad result or poor water quality coming out in the rural areas after our visit. The water treatment, we're not saying that you'll be able to do all the steps that you do at your major water treatment facilities, like a Constant Spring. But even in rural areas, you still have to take some measures to ensure that the water is safe for consumption. So for example, at your regular water treatment site, the water goes through several processes. For example, it goes through flocculation, which is where they add chemicals to bind with those fine particles that might be in the water, so that they can become heavier and settle out. You have sedimentation, which is where the heavier dirt particles settle and the water is basically clarifying the water to make it clear. And then that sedimentation the clear water is removed. It is filtered, and it passes through several different filters, whether it's sand of different size filters, to ensure that they remove any residual viruses, organisms that might be left back in the water. And then it moves from there to disinfection, where you have your chlorination taking place. However, in the rural areas, we're not saying that you have to do all these steps. However, filtration is a must. And this is one of the infrastructure upgrades that has to take place at our rural water treatment sites to ensure that the water is safe. Also, we're recommending that they install temporarily, they can use black tanks, or what we Jamaicans call black tanks, or water tanks, and temporarily to have holding areas for the water in the rural areas so that it has enough contact time with the chlorine before it's distributed. You cannot be getting results that shows that you are having poor water quality at source and you're still distributing it to the public. Another major concern for us is how the Ministry of Health came out and said that the environmental division in the Ministry of Health, they came out and said that the water was safe for consumption in Kingston and St. Andrew. But at the same time, the NWC is producing results to show that it is not safe. So I'm now saying to the Ministry of Health that you need to get your house in order, and we need some accountability as to why you were saying that the water is safe when NWC is saying that the water isn't. NWC has also since then admitted that they're having challenges in the rural areas, and they have also admitted 6 days ago on their Instagram page that they have found samples positive for fecal coliforms.
Ras clot, man.
And they said that when they have instances of that happening, they will flush the line and they'll cut off water supply. And I'm asking the persons in the rural Jamaica if that happened.
Many things, sir.
For their misleading information that they have been given to the public, and for trickling out the truth bit by bit. I'm also asking the journalists present here with us today for you to do your own fact-finding mission and get the results from the NWC, but not only get the results, I want you to visit these rural water treatment sites and let them show you the process of treatment that the water goes through, and you tell me if it's up to standard. Or the minister with the responsibility for water, and also the Minister of Health needs to come out and ensure that we are getting, the steps are in place to ensure that we get good quality water in Kingston and St. Andrew. Also, we'd also want to make the recommendation to the National Water Commission, similar to how we get the results from Petrojam about the pricing of fuel each week. We'd want them to publish their results, and if they're having issues in any particular area, they need to let the residents know the areas that will be affected by the poor quality water and what.
Okay, my brother, well done and well said. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I like how you lay everything across. Hope everything is the way you said it. It's not for your side of try to win election and stuff like that. It's just for the people. You get what I'm saying? Because most people are saying in the comment there, I said, and why water commission we are gonna pay so much high bills and stuff like that, and then we're getting water. You know what I'm saying? So the these things that to adjust. And let me tell you, man, I tell these people all the time, you see this minister up there, they're not living a life like we people, because we put them there, they start live big life because first of all, I can assure that they're not drinking pipe water. You understand? They have their different water, the mineral water they drink, They live in life, they don't really too care about nothing. So when them come out and talk and maybe for them pocket and stuff like that. But it's not fair, bro. You have water like that and so much thing going to the water and no one care and people are paying so many water, that's why so many sickness and stuff like that. So yeah. So my people, what do you think? So let's share this video to get viral, everyone understand what's going on. Oh, and one more thing, I'm gonna try to put some comments that I get in the video, some screenshots, so you can feel free to pause and watch. Okay, peace out. Okay. Love Topic TV.
That's serious?